Welcome to MS Access 2013. You are watching Introduction to Queries. In this lesson, we are going to first begin by covering some very basic introduction to the different kind of queries you might encounter using Access 2013. Then we jump in and create one particular kind of query. Now it is the select query. And we'll do that by two different methods. First by using the simple query wizard, and then we'll create one directly from the query design view. Next we'll discuss various ways you can work with fields from both the design view and the datasheet view. And then we'll discuss various ways to sort and filter records. Kinds of queries. In a previous lesson, we discussed how to use wizard to retrieve and analyze raw record from your database. This lesson will be focused to retrieve records of a specific kind query, which is a select query, but there are many other type queries. For example, the select query is perhaps the most common type of query, which select and retrieve records stored in your database, allowing you to ask questions regarding your database. Action query, on the other hand, make changes to or move many records all at once, and there are four kinds of action queries from which we have to choose. There are delete queries, which will delete a group of records from one or more tables. There are update queries, which will edit or make changes to a group of records in one or more tables. A pad query will add a group of records from one or more tables to the end of a different table, and think that kind of like importing same database rather than from external source. And finally, we have a make a table queries, which is the name suggests will create or make a table from all or just part of the data in one or more tables. There are other kinds of queries. For example, the parameter query, also known as the flexible query, is the query that displays the dialog with prompting and asks for information, which is narrowed down the result, which is naked kind of a query for which we need a specific data range, allowing us to retrieve the data. Now, a cross-step query will calculate and restructure your data, giving you post-retributive like view, making data easy for you to analyze. Cross-step query can calculate sum, average, count, or other type of totals for data that is grouped by two types of information, by the rows and by the column. And that is what a cross-step query does. An SQL or SQL query is a special kind of query like the parameter query and the cross-step query, rather another way viewing creation of query. See, when you create a query in design view, Access will construct direction behind the scene for the database to follow, and those instructions written in what's known as a SQL structured query language. So this is what really powerful. The great thing about Access is it's write this language for you, so you don't have to learn a whole other language to write query for your database. However, there are some kind of queries that cannot be created in the design that will only be. Okay, so now we'll be creating a select query by using a simple wizard method. Let us open Microsoft Access 2013. For this particular select query wizard running, we go to the exercise file. To open the folder, exercise file. Introduction to queries, and we'll be using picker orders. Okay, so in this database we have a TPL project to be the object by a object type, navigational category. Okay, so we have tables, and the first table is TBL project, second table is TBL table, TBL books table, TBL customer table, TBL genre, TBL order table, TBL orders detail. So these are the tables from which we have to pull out data and summarize the data in one query, and we'll be creating this query with the simple wizard method. So let's go and create it. Go to create. Look at this, here is a query, and this is the query wizard. Simple query wizard. We have select a simple query wizard. Okay. Now we have to select data one by one from these tables. For example, we need this order ID, we need a product, and we need a quantity. From this TBL project, we need a book title, and from the customer table, we need a customer first name and customer last name, and from the genre table, we need a genre, and from the table order, we need transaction date, and from the table order detail, TBL order detail, we don't see any special field here. So with this all selected, click the next button. Detail shows every field of every record. This is selected. Next. What title do you want for your query? It is a simple select query. QR1 to recognize it by the name, simple select. Order detail. Orders. Okay, next. Open the query to view the information. Modify the query and design view. Look at this. Open the query to view the information and click finish button. You see we got all these records. Look at this. And if we go to the design view, here these are the tables which are by default relationally linked with one another. Relationally we have linked them, and by the way, when we create a database, we make this relation, and designing a database, and especially in Microsoft Access, linking tables are an important segment of creating a database or application of Microsoft Access. So this way we can create a simple query by a design view. These are the information retrieved. We can move and change these information. Okay, I'm going to close this query which is created by the simple wizard method. Now we are going to create a query by using a, look at it, yes, by using a query design method. So I want to create a query. Look at this. Select any of these, design, and select your tables. From here you will select your table, TVL project 8, TVL. Oh, I do not need this. Okay, I will delete letter. I need TVL books. I need TVL customer, TVL order, TVL detail. Close. Now this one is not. TVL order is double. Press delete. TVL project is also not needed. I need these tables to make my query. And to add and delete tables, right click in this area and click show table. From here we need TVL book, select, and now we do not need more tables, and that is it. Now we'll be needing fields from these. We'll be needing fields from these tables in order to collect the data from these tables. Here I would like customer ID, customer name, and middle name, and last name, and city, state, and telephone number. And I will need a transaction date, and from TVL books I will need a book title, and from here I will need a quantity that is sold or purchased by the customer. So with all these selected, by the way, we can select the fields by double clicking, or for example I delete this field, for example TVL's order quantity, and here is also these fields. We can select a field from here, though I cannot find a quantity here, but I can hold it and I can release my mouse here and look at this quantity is added. This was the second method, and if I delete it and I double click this quantity, I also get these fields selected here down. And when I run my query now, go to the datasheet view. This is the data retrieved by the query which we have right now created. Look at this. Now I can give a name and I can save this query by saving it. You see this query. From object view, and here is the query. You can rename it like this. Okay, first close it and then rename it. Here you can see, select, query select, from design. Look at that. you double click it, your query runs. So here we have created two queries, one from simple wizard method and the other from the design view. That's how you can create your queries, these two types. Okay, working with fields. If I go to the design view of this query, look at this. Design view. Look at this. Suppose if I want to move this field, telephone field, to the end of this query, I will grab it like this and I will take it all to the end like this, and then I grab it again. And very fast. Now pick this quantity field and bring this quantity field here to the book title. Now the telephone number is going to the right. It does not, by the way, look at this, it's affect the data sheet view. Let's affect the data sheet view, and we can see that quantity is now here right in front of the book title. Changes that we are making in the data sheet view, for example, here I am going to widen the city field, and if I see it in the design view, I can see that there isn't any change occurred in the design view, but the changes that we make in the design view surely take effect in the data sheet view. This is the data sheet view. Now the field that I have widened is here. Look at this, the city field. Going back to the design view, and the state field was made. I have extended the space of this state field. Look at seeing where is the state field. Look at this. This is the state field. So the rules is, when we are making changes here in the data sheet view, it does not take any effect in the design view. But if we are making changes in the design view, it definitely take effects in the data sheet view. We can hide field. Look at this. Hide. We can then unhide field. We want this field back, and let's close. The field is here now back. We can the same way, we select this. Look at this. We can sort A to Z. We can select it from Z to A. Alphabetical order of this. Look at this. It is sorted out. Back. And if I don't want any sort, I will do a Control Z. So the Control Z will bring it to its old position. I'm going to close this query, and so we can do further sorting, ascending and descending. Or if I can click here on the fair name, you can, if I right click, you can see that it gives me the option from sorting ascending or descending. I can apply text filters, for example, equal to, doesn't equal to, begin with, doesn't begin with, contains, in order to find out my data. Look at this, equal fair. If I want equal to fair, do not equal to fair, contain fair, does not contain fair. For example, if I say equal fair, so there is only one order from this person. There is only one order from this fair person, and clear filter, last name, and I look at this, it came back. For example, I can go to the date and date filter, there are a lot of options. For example, after, between, tomorrow, today, yesterday, next week, this week, I can filter my data with all these fields that is in the data view. If I want some particular sort order which should be permanent in the query, look at this in the design view. If you click here, you will find out the ascending and descending option. For example, I'm going to select an ascending and press save, and when I now run the data in the datasheet view, you can see that it is sorted with ascending. And further in the query, because in query we most of the time make is obvious from the name, it is query, so we'll interrogate our data, and for this, these all blank lines are given for the criteria, and in the next, in advanced query, we'll be working in this criteria area, and we'll be generating different kind of queries within the different kind of query types. So you have to be engaged with this query, no matter you are making the query from the design view or you are making the query through the wizard view. You will have to play with it in order to see the result, in order to see the behavior of the query of Microsoft Access. So I hope guys you will like this video. So surely if you like this video, press the like button, press the bell button, and like my channel, and stay tuned with me as I am scheduled to make more advanced lesson in Microsoft Access, for especially for the people who work in the office and who are data concerned people who analyze data. So I hope Microsoft Access will help in analyzing the data. So thank you for watching. Thank you guys. See you. Bye bye.